Imagine designing cities for our youngest children, so they grow up healthy and reach their full potential. 1 million neural connections are formed every second in the child's brain during the first 1,000 days of life. By age 5, 90% of the brain is developed. Studies show that the urban environment and experience influence the adult she will become, shape the child's growing brain. Today, half of the world's children grow up in cities, and that portion will increase. By 2050, about 70% of our population will live in cities. Surprisingly, early childhood development is not on the urban agenda, so it falls through the cracks of city planning and management. But some cities are on the right track, and I'll share with you 5 strategies. But first, what are some of the problems? Urbanization is growing faster than many governments can cope with, resulting in unsustainable urbanization. It's driving inequity, and children in low-income neighborhoods are most affected. Public space is increasingly privatized, too often areas of crime, traffic accidents, noise, and air pollution. Public space is often unequally shared and could be areas of exclusion. So the chances to play, meet, explore are eaten away. Children are deprived from their relationship with nature. This means a loss of independence, curiosity, empathy, inspiration, a loss of capacities for problem solving. Since the 70s, there is a dramatic decrease of children's freedom to play in the street and a rise in adult control. In the UK, there is the area in which children roam for free without adults has decreased by almost 90% in 4 generations. And look at this picture. Neuroscientists tell us that the childhood in front of TV is impacting brain development. It's stunting creativity. So more screen time is less social interaction and less active play. And childhood obesity is the new urban epidemic. It's not only impacting the child's quality of life, but has tremendous impact on our societies and economies. It will be the first time in history that children live less long than their parents. But we have an opportunity because public space is a public good. It's a key enabler for healthy child development, cognitive, social, emotional, and physical. And it's a key resource for sustainable urbanization. So if cities are to prioritize one thing, it should be the public realm. That requires that we rethink the urban agenda and how and for whom public space, city space is used. We also have an opportunity to focus again on the neighborhood. The neighborhood is the home environment for young children. It's the key spatial and social area if we want to make a difference in the daily lives of children and their families. So let me take you on a global journey and look at some inspirational solutions. 1, cities have big vision and an integrated strategy. In Ghent, I worked on an urban renewal project in a very dense and poor neighborhood with many immigrants. The project, we called it Oxygen for the Neighborhood. The city, over 15 years, turned private properties such as garage boxes and old industrial buildings in new open and public green spaces. Many of them accessible directly from children's homes. We created a 2-kilometer traffic-calmed X, which we called the red carpet, linking the different new spaces and also new neighborhoods and children's health and cultural services. So children have more space to run, jump, explore, and parents find a new community and opportunities for economic development. When city leadership, such as the mayor in Bogota, has vision, change can be dramatic. He reallocated entire budget for highways into pedestrian, cycling, and public transport infrastructure. Every Sunday, streets are closed for traffic, and 2 million people are reclaiming the street and reconnecting. The mayor thinks that the whole city should be accessible on a tricycle. He considers children an indicator species for the health of a city. Barcelona is applying a concept, an integrated concept called superblocks. They carve out 9 blocks of citizen space around which traffic will flow. So inside, traffic is limited, freeing up space for play, community, and green. This has dramatically reduced air pollution, noise, traffic accidents, and easy and equitable access to transport. Public transport to the city is another benefit. New partnerships. In Hong Kong, one of the densest cities of the world, private developers are permitted to increase the commercially viable space in the building if they create a pocket park on site. So this renegotiation between government and private sector is adding green space close by. In Greece, it's families and neighborhood communities that have transformed leftover spaces and vacant lots for children to play and caretakers to meet and to socialize. So it's a bottom-up, underserved community taking action for their neighborhood. Quick, cheap, and transformative. In South Africa, in one of the largest and fastest growing informal settlements called Murder City, women, children, and girls were afraid to venture out to collect water. So civil society, different levels of government, and community partnered around an initiative called Being at the Fountain. They created multifunctional spaces around new clean water points, combined with early learning outdoor areas. These areas became oases for community life. So they turned underused, violent spaces have been physically upgraded and socially activated into safe public spaces. They're connected with safe walkways. This gives children new opportunities with lifelong impact and has decreased murders by 33%. Bring nature to children. We know that nature is essential for human development and especially beneficial for children. So bring nature to cities and make sure they get a daily portion. In Berlin, schools have turned concrete schoolyards into adventures and natural playgrounds. They open it up to the neighborhood, so the shared use benefits everyone. And children reconnect with nature, learning through all the senses. They have more bruises, but less serious accidents. Measure what matters. Air pollution is the invisible killer, especially deadly for the under 5s and unborns. Antwerp measured air pollution through the world's largest citizen science project, 2,000 people taking measurements for 3 months. This evidence has compelled the government to immediately take action. This low-cost but rigorous scientific effort has put neighborhood and street hotspots on the map, and 100% of the residents that participated have changed their mobility behavior. 5, transformative design and quality design for our youngest children. In this groundbreaking kindergarten in Tokyo, children climb in trees, up to 120 children can climb in trees, and run about 4 kilometers before lunchtime, compared to 500 meters in a normal kindergarten. The oval shape of the roof enables them to do children what they naturally do. They run around in circles. And studies indicated that children invent 6 times more games. They're healthier and more creative. So as we get to design our cities, we need to remember the first years of lives are critical for brain development, brain architecture, with lifelong impact. Open and green public spaces influence early childhood development every single day. So cities, governments, have to integrate early childhood development in the vision, design, planning, and management of our cities. Because if we change the beginning of the story, we can change the whole story.